On the day Troy was born, my wife went into the emergency room with labor pains. Her labor was induced, but unfortunately her uterus ruptured, and Troy went up into her abdomen and was without oxygen for over 20 minutes. Once he was delivered, he had to be resuscitated and flown to Denver Children's Hospital and spent the first 3+ weeks there trying to overcome the ischemic hypoxic event that caused him to have a traumatic brain injury. So Troy's diagnosis after that was he has a traumatic brain injury along with a seizure disorder, tic disorder, and multiple other problems because of the lack of oxygen. This has been Troy's life from birth. He's had to deal with a traumatic brain injury and everything that comes with that. We've been doing therapy with Troy since birth. He's done occupational, physical, speech therapy, numerous other, anything we can try. He does hippotherapy to try to help him to make life as comfortable as possible. Troy struggles daily. Life is very difficult for him. He has sensory processing disorder and multiple other ailments that cause him to not have a normal life. So growing up, Troy has been. Gosh, I don't want to say this all in front of him. Gosh, I'm sorry.
This is very hard to say in front of him.
Yeah. Take a minute.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
That's hard. That's a hard one to do short. All right. Okay. As Troy's grown, his issues have come out, and we've seen more and more pronounced delays, disabilities, what have you. He's seen numerous doctors, neurologists, specialists. There's really not a whole lot you can do for a traumatic brain injury. Just try to make him as comfortable as possible. But we're not comfortable with that. We want to make Troy the best he can be. So we will look into and research any kind of therapy that we can for Troy. Troy's life daily is tough. He has a hard time at school. He has a hard time in social aspects. He has a hard time speaking and just interacting with other people. So when we heard about the gyrostim, we were encouraged to try it out. We came on the first day to do an evaluation, and we were blown away with the results. After Troy got out of the gyrostim, he went in very crazy, very overagitated. He came out, sat down very calmly, played with a little game. It was amazing, the change we saw in him. And it continued. He has a sleep disorder along with everything else, so he doesn't really sleep much at night. That first night he slept great, and he's continued. We're on our 3rd week of gyrostim, and the changes are amazing. He's sleeping through the night, he's sleeping longer, and he's more restful. We're getting messages from school every day of just how well he's doing there. He's able to articulate his thoughts so much more. He was never able to really tell us what was going on before. Now he'll tell us, this is too loud, I don't want this, I want this. He's able to say what's going on in his mind. Before, we would never get that. We would never know what's going on. He would just stem. He would just have a very hard time. Now he's telling us just in great detail what he's feeling, what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. It's been an amazing breakthrough for him. We're very encouraged by the results so far, and we're going to stay and continue the therapy as long as we can with him because with the traumatic brain injury, like I said, there really isn't much you can do. And the fact that this helps his brain heal itself, it's proven in his daily life. We've seen it. It's not just something that we're coming up with. His doctors have seen it. His teachers have seen it. It's just been an amazing turnaround for Troy.
And I'd like to add that he said the most amazing thing about it, Troy did. He said that one day in the car, he said, "Mom, I'm so happy I finally got my voice back." And he hadn't been sick, and so I asked him, I said, "What do you mean, Troy?" And he thought for a while, and I thought, usually his attention span, he'll move on very quickly to another subject. But he told me, he said, "It was like I had alphabet soup in my head, and I couldn't get words." So that was the most amazing, because he's finally able to articulate what he wants to say.
And this is all he's been doing. This has been the only change in Troy's daily life was the gyrostim. So we are 100% confident that this great outcome has come from the gyrostim. It's been amazing in our lives and his lives. It's a tough day-to-day battle with trying to make Troy's life as comfortable as possible, and this has helped tremendously.